September 3rd, 2025. You're on my 13-mile commute home. Welcome to the show. Yes, well, obviously, I'm having the show on a Wednesday. So, obviously, Labor Day was on Monday, and I took one of those rare 5-day weekends where you catch both the day before and the day after. Took 2 days off, ended up with a 5-day in a row. Little vacation, little mini vacation. So, yeah, this was the first available day, and since I'm not in the office the next 2 days, well, this is the only day for the show. So, I've got a ton to talk about, so that'll be fun. I actually have a list here. So, Thursday, I came down with something, and I know you're going, damn, you're sick again? This time it was something different, though. This wasn't like cold symptoms or allergies or anything. It was more like a flu. And, I mean, I was feeling really, really bad. Which sucks, right? The Thursday before a 5-day weekend, and you're feeling like hammered shit. But that wasn't the worst part of it, though. The worst part is on Friday, my son Brian, for my birthday, wanted to take me to this anime-focused convention that was in town. I can't remember what it's called. It begins with an S. I'm sure somebody will type it in the chat. But it's all anime-based, right? So it's not like Comic-Con, because Comic-Con, I can find a groove at Comic-Con, but at all anime, I know like nothing, right? I don't know any of the characters. Nobody's dressed up. Hey now, Alex Lopez in the house. So I don't know anything about modern anime, right? So my son knows all about it, and he's like, yeah, I know who that is. I'm like, I got nothing. I got nobody. There were like 3 things that I recognized at that convention. There was somebody dressed up as Starlight from The Boys, and yeah, she probably should have hit the Stairmaster a couple of days prior to the event, but listen, God bless her. There was somebody dressed up in a Helldiver's outfit, which was cool. And who was the other one I recognized? I thought there were 3. I was not feeling good on Friday, folks. I mean, I could barely. And what's even worse, get this. So this is funny. Let me give you the background. Let me get in a lane where I can zone out here. So the whole point of going to this con was because my son wanted to buy me a birthday gift of an autograph by the voice actress of Diva from Overwatch. Little, tiny, short Asian girl. Very cute, very sweet, nice girl. So I wanted to, usually for anybody who just hasn't ever been to one of these things, you can bring something with you for them to sign, right? A personal item to sign, or you can go to their booth and they'll have shit sprawled out for you to buy that comes with the signature. So you buy a picture of her for $70 and she signs it and autographs it, all the shit. Or you can take a selfie, or you can shoot video, or this, that. And so it all adds up. But the idea was I was going to bring something personal to sign. So if you remember, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, I actually found a boxed version of the original Overwatch, not Overwatch 2, back when there was still a disc in the case, right? And I bought that at Goodwill for like $2 or something. But if you fold it open, there's a whole shot, a big shot of 21 heroes of the original Overwatch. Of course, Diva was one of them. So I thought, that would kick ass, because it's got, like I said, you fold it open, so it'll fold closed and be protected when, you're not looking at it. And then I could maybe get other people to sign it too, right? So if I see any of the other voice actors at Comic-Con or something, I can have them sign it, and I can just work on getting this whole book. So I brought that. Now, when you bring something, you've got to bring something to carry it in. So I have this man bag, Merce, whatever you want to call it, that I used to carry ages ago when I used to go to work all the time. That was sort of my man bag, my purse, my Merce. And so I dug it out of the closet, right? I pulled some fucking receipts and shit out of it that I didn't need. And I used that to carry my phone, my wallet, my keys, and this Overwatch box to have Diva sign it, right? So trust me, there's a reason for this story. So so I'm really worried Thursday night because I feel like hammered shit. And so I'm like, God, am I going to even make it tomorrow? If I feel this bad tomorrow, I don't think I can go. I mean, Brian's already bought the tickets and everything. So I'm like, I got to go. I just got to get through it. We're going to show up. We're going to run over there. We're going to get the signatures and we're going to go. He's got like a 3-day pass to this fucking thing. So I don't feel bad about going, parking, getting my signature, and coming the fuck home and going to bed. That's what I plan to do on Friday. So in the morning, we wake up and I'm actually feeling okay. I feel pretty good. So I'm like, okay, this is not going to be a problem. So she's supposed to be there like at 1 o'clock. So we're not in any hurry. A lot of times you go to Comic-Con, you get there when the doors open, nobody's there, nobody's doing anything. You sit around and do fucking nothing for 2 hours. So this time we were going to be smart. We were going to actually go at the time that she was slated to be there. So we ended up leaving at like 11. We stopped by Culver's because some asshat in my Discord mentioned fried cheese curds, and then I had to have fried cheese curds. So we stopped there, and then since we were on that side of town anyway, we circumnavigated to where the new Micro Center is supposed to be. Now, we used to have Fry's Electronics, 2 of them, and that was like Never Never Land for straight white middle-aged dudes. Fry's kicked major ass. Unfortunately, Fry's went tits up because they had no clue how to treat their customers, or, you know, they just fucked up, right? So now we have no Fry's. So what do we have? A couple of Best Buys. Best Buys are okay. They're sort of they're the poor man's version of Fry's. But what you really want, if you're a white middle-aged dude into tech, you want a Micro Center. Now there was no Micro Center, and there still isn't yet in Phoenix, which seems dumb as fuck. I mean, there's no Fry's. This is the perfect time to get a Micro Center in here. Well, it turns out they are indeed putting a Micro Center in here. Unfortunately, it's going to be like 40 fucking minutes from my house. I could almost drive to LA. Yeah, so we decided to go and check it out because they're having something called preview days. If you go to their website and check it out. But they won't tell you when the preview days are. So maybe they're not out yet. But they mentioned specifically, you know, on these preview days, you can come and check it out. Come in and say hi to people. It's like, well, that could be fun. Maybe it's a preview day this weekend. They don't have anything listed, but maybe if there's somebody there, we can go in and look. So we drove down there. Micro Center signs are on the outside. It used to be a Cons. Remember those? I think those were like a rental place, right? You could go rent appliances, pay, you know, $5,000 for a $300 TV, that sort of thing. So that sign's still up too, but it's like, you know, coming soon, Micro Center. I took pictures. I'll share them if I think about it in the Discord chat. But yeah, so we decided to make a break over there. And just as we got done over there and taking pictures and shit, I started to feel bad. And it's like, oh, fuck. It's coming. It's so weird, you know, like when you can tell that it's coming, you know that the switch is about to be flipped and you're going to feel like complete shit. And of course, because I woke up feeling so good, I didn't pack any medication. So cold and flu medicine have been getting me by. It seems to take an edge off and I can at least exist and function. So of course I didn't bring any. So now we drive down to the hotel. It's at the Sheraton Hotel, downtown Phoenix. We get there, right? And it's like, well, all the parking's full. It's like, dude, for this little shitty Asian anime fucking thing, it's full. And by the way, the hotel across the street's full, so don't bother trying to park over there. You're going to have to drive all the way, like 3 blocks that way to the, public parking garage and park there. Of course, then you have to walk in. I am fastly deteriorating at this point. I am fucking miserable already. So then we got to walk from the garage. So first we had to get into the garage, pain in the ass. Park, another pain in the ass. And then walk from there over to the Sheraton. And again, it wouldn't have been a big deal if I wasn't feeling like hammered shit. So we get up there, and we go to the Creators Hall or whatever the fuck it was called. That's where all of the autograph, all the celebrities and the influencers and shit are, right? So we get up there, and at this point in time, I mean, we're there like 15 or 20 minutes after everybody's supposed to have been there, right? So we should be good. So we get up there, there's no sign of Diva anywhere. I'm just going to call her Diva because I can't remember her real name. And that's unfortunate because she's a really nice girl. Yeah, anyway, so we get up there, she's nowhere to be found. There's no verbiage, there's no signage up for her or anything. She's not there. There's like 7 other people there, just not her. And so while we're trying to figure out, like, maybe she's in a different hall, no, that can't be right. We're walking around trying to figure shit out. And finally we ask somebody, it's like, well, where's Diva, where's so-and-so? Well, a bunch of the celebrities, their flight got delayed, so they're not going to be here until sometime later. Well, when is sometime later? I mean, the only reason I'm here, the only fucking reason I'm here today, right now, is to get this woman's signature. That's all I'm here for. I want to go home and go to bed. And they're like, well, just check back every half hour. What's her name? Charlotte Chung. Thank you. Thank you for looking that up. Okay, very nice girl. Anyway, so we're like, really? You have no clue. She could be here. Then they're like, well, if you got a pass for tomorrow, she'll be here tomorrow too. I'm like, oh, fuck no. There's no fucking way. I'm coming out here again tomorrow. So she's just like, well, just check back every half hour. Like, there's so much to do here, right? So, of course, we walked around. We went to the vendor hall. This is not Comic-Con, people. This is a very small thing. Lots of cosplay going on. For those of you who are like middle-aged white males like me, there's a lot of jail time running around there. And my son fucking hates it when I comment on hot chicks that are barely legal. And it's like, well, listen, they're the ones dressed with their asses and their tits hanging out, okay? Not my fault. And he's like, but she's not legal. It's like, how the hell do you know? They're dressed like fucking college hookers. What do you want? So that pisses him off. But anyway, I felt like such shit that it didn't matter. I didn't want to be there. So we finally found a couple of chairs that were unoccupied. And we just sat there. And so about 2 o'clock, 2:10, I remember, because we agreed that at 2 o'clock we were going to get up and go check the hall again and see if she showed up, because that would have been about a half hour. And so it was about 2:10. I'm sorry, I skipped a step of the story. So we've been down there about 15 minutes, and I'm thinking, I'm not even sure I'm getting up. I just might send his ass in with my box, have him get it signed with my name on it, and call it a day. Why are we stopped here? Is there a wreck or something? God damn it. What's going on? It doesn't say there's a wreck. Shit, I'm never going to get out of this lane. You might get a longer show than I thought. There's no way I'm going to get out of here. Guy in front of me is trying to move. Shit. All right, you get over into the carpool lane, and I can see what's going on. Shit, I just missed a good opportunity. I could have got in front of that truck. Maybe it just is traffic. Damn. Mine was the only lane not moving, though. All right, so anyway, so about 1:45, 1:50, I'm thinking to myself, I really wish I had some cold meds. I really wish I had brought some Dayquil or something, because that could have gotten me through the afternoon, you know what I mean? But there's no Dayquil in a fucking 10-block radius, right? So forget about getting Dayquil. That's not going to happen. So I am literally laying there in my own fucking sauce in this chair, trying to decide how I'm going to get through the next hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long it took, Diva to show up, right? So I'm sitting there with my man bag that I haven't touched this man bag in like 2 fucking years. And so I'm like, I remember I used to carry around like an emergency dose of cold medicine just in case. And I'm like, could there possibly be one in this bag somewhere? And if there is it any good? And if it's not, would it do any good anyway if it's 5, 6 years old? So I'm digging through the bag. And this is one that has like more pockets than a fucking kangaroo, right? So, okay, side pocket, open the side pocket, open the internal side pocket, the external side pocket, the under flap pocket. So many fucking pockets in this thing. If I think about it, I'll do a video on it, just so you can see how many goddamn pockets there are. In the very bottom of the very last pocket, which I almost missed, by the way, because I forgot there was an extra pocket, there was a 1 dose of Dayquil in there. And God knows how old it was. I couldn't see a date on it, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I am taking this goddamn Dayquil. I popped that shit in my mouth. I said, Brian, look at this. I can't believe it. I hope this does something. I want to enjoy seeing Diva and getting the signature and shit, but right now all I want to do is go home. So I pop it in, I dry swallow it, didn't have any drink. Dry swallow this shit, it's coated. It's not like powder or something, dude. It's coated. So it goes down pretty smooth. And I take it, I'm thinking, okay, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we'll know. So that was about 10 to 2. So about 15 minutes later, pills have not kicked in yet. If they were going to kick in at all, right? These things are so old, the potency's got to be nothing. So we decided to get up at like 207, 208. It wasn't quite 210 yet. We get up and we go in. She's not there. And I'm like, Christ, dude. I don't know if I can hang out for another half hour. I mean, I want to go home. I am not feeling this, dude. And then we see somebody that looks like her at a table, and it's like, is that her? And he's like, I think so. And I'm like, okay. So now I've got renewed vigor, right? Okay, there she is. And then she disappears, but there's still no signage or anything up. And he's like, dude, let's just go sit down. He's like, let's sit down and we'll check back in a half hour. And I'm like, dude, she's going to set up and then we're going to have to wait in a big fucking line. Let's just hang out here for a minute. So we circled the little area that we were in a couple of times. And we saw that she was indeed setting up, but she was setting up at the other side. So we didn't catch that right away. But she's setting up, and it's like, this is sweet. She's going to set up. We're going to be the first ones in fucking line. We're going to get done. I'm going to get the hell out of here. That's all I could think about. Get done. Get the hell out. So he's like, let's just go sit down. I'm like, no. If we go sit down, we are going to lose that pole position, and I want the fuck out of here. I must have been a real treat to be around, let me tell you. So all of her signage just starts popping up, and it's okay. We're not going to have to wait long. I said, Brian, let's just wait here. And they've got people, and this is pretty much at every con that I've been to. You've got people to make sure that you don't look at the celebrities for free. It's a very strange thing. There's like this huge open area in front of where these people are. If you've never been to one, I'm explaining this. And if you try to stand there and like look at the, not in line, mind you, to see them, but you're just standing in the route, they will shine your ass on. You can't stop here. You got to keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. It's like, there's nobody here. Keep what moving? What are you talking about? So we kept getting, we kept getting pushed on, and they're like, who are you here to see? And I'm like, her. And she's like, okay, her line starts over there. I'm like, there's a line already? We've been standing here. So there's a line of 2 people in front of us. That's it. I'm thinking, okay, I can do this. I can make it. So we go stand against the wall. And it's another 10 or 15 minutes of setup. It felt like an hour when you're not feeling good. But the pills are kicking in a little bit, but not much. I mean, it's like, I'm not going to die, but I would rather not be here. That's what it kind of boiled down to with those pills in. So we're standing there, and my kid and I were making small talk about like, what am I gonna have her sign? I mean, and I showed him because he hadn't seen it yet, and he said, "You better have her sign right over." I said, "Yeah, dude, I know what I'm doing. Just calm down." And I said, "Well, what should I have her sign? Because they all have these little catchphrases. They all have these little call outs. Hers are like Gigi and Love Diva and blah blah blah. Winky face, right?" So I said, I'm sure that she like charges for the signature with one little quote. If I wanted more than one quote, I'd probably have to pay more. And I definitely wanted a selfie, right? I mean, she's really cute, and plus my wife, she's my wife's type. So I wanted to make sure that my wife knew that I was seeing a cute little Asian girl. Okay, she's a woman, right? But dude, she's like 5 foot or 4'11" or something. She's very, very short. Anyway, so I wanted to give my wife shit too, that, you know, I was hanging out with her and not at home. So I wanted to get the selfie too. So I got a combo pack, personal item plus selfie, you know. And I was wearing my Diva shirt, which was cool. I managed to dig that up, and I still fit in it. These days, I'm getting a little porky. So I was glad that I still fit in it and I could run around. So I had my Diva shirt on. And so we get up there, and I show her what I want signed. And I say, you know, can you I was still trying to figure out what I wanted her to put on there. I said, if you could just do Gigi. And of course, she does the lines for you as she writes them. And she's just prattling on. Gigi, wiki face, love Diva. And she just all this is on there. And then she signs it, of course. And I said, yeah, I would like the selfie, right? So we get up there, and so they take your phone. Again, if you haven't seen this before, sorry if this is old hat for some of you. They take your phone, and she wants an Instagram filter turned on. That wasn't going to happen. And I really can't tell you why. Let's just go with the idea that she wasn't going to get Instagram turned on my phone. So I said, yeah, I'm sorry. Because they actually have a sign. She has a sign up front that says, if you're getting a selfie, have Instagram open, because she likes to use a filter. I said, sorry, no Instagram. Can you just use the keyboard? Just use the camera. So that was fine. No problems. I thought I was going to get some weird shit, but no. And so, you know, we took a couple of pictures, and then she's like, well, can I have a picture too? So, you know, she's doing shit for her Instagram, right? So she wants to have fan pictures for Instagram. Yeah, sure. And so at this point in time, I'm starting to get a little long in the tooth here, right? I just need to go home. And so she hands her phone over to her assistant, and then they take a picture of us, and she brings it over and she goes, why don't you look happy? And I said, she goes, can we take another one with you smiling? And I'm like, yeah, sorry. I know I must look terrible. And so we took the extra picture. I forced out a smile. It's probably never going to make her Instagram. But anyway, so that was the end of that. And I'm like, dude, we go home now. So home we went. And that's all I did all weekend long. I had a 5-day weekend, 5 days. I slept most of it. I got a couple of videos done that were sort of low rent shit that I had on the back burner that I could just quickly finish up to keep keep YouTube happy. But yeah, I mean, I did nothing. I sat and watched fucking Match Game 73 on YouTube all weekend long. No shit, that's what I did. I must have watched like 50 episodes of Match Game. And for those of you who are my younger viewers that have no clue what fucking Match Game is, it's an old 70s game show on TV. For the 70s, it was pretty risque. But basically, the general concept is you can go to YouTube and look at it. Be careful, you get sucked in, and fucking 3 hours goes by, you're watching episode after episode after episode. Thing ran like 8 years, and it was a daily show. So there's so many episodes to watch. But essentially, there's like a panel of 6 kind of B-list celebrities, right? And then there's a contestant. The contestant has to get these celebrities to match their response to a question. Like, and it's always some sort of double entendre, sort of, has a sexual undertone to it. But of course, you can't say any of that shit because it's 70s TV, broadcast TV. So it's much more fun thinking about what the celebrities could have been writing versus what they actually end up writing, It's like, John went to the North Pole and it was so cold his blank fell off, right? And you're sitting there thinking his dick fell off, his ass fell off, all these things, but you can't say that, right? So it's got to be like nose or fingers or some shit. I know it's hard to explain. You just have to watch an episode. They're almost exactly the same fucking show, but they rotate the celebrities out, and you get kind of what was about Match Game that was so great. It's almost like you're in on something. Everything is so mass produced today. You know what I mean? Everything is working, or one of the lights flip out, or they would just go in these weird random tangents, and it was almost like you're It's almost like you're watching home movie. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I got sucked into that. I watched that all fucking weekend long. I don't know how many episodes I watched, but it was a lot. But that's what I did with my weekend. Now, a couple of things. I got my sticky note here. I did manage to get a couple of things knocked out over the weekend that were worth talking about. Because listen, when you're sitting there watching Match Game, you can do something with the other hand. You know what I'm saying? You're watching TV. You can do this something on the other screen. So one thing that I did, how you pronounce this thing? Kazeta, whatever it is. So somebody released something brand new like Monday morning. It was in my news feed, and I said Kazeta, and it's like bring the magic of the 90s console to modern day. And it's like, okay, so what are we talking about? Another fucking emulator pack or what? And essentially what it is it allows you to make cartridges out of SD cards by using I hear a siren. I want to make sure I'm not blocking shit. Where is it? I can hear it, but I can't see it. Okay, I don't think I'm blocking anything. All right, fuck it. Anyway, so the idea is that you can make game cartridges out of SD cards and play them back in a custom OS that's designed specifically for this job. And I'm like, the fuck does this work? What's this about? So I spent all of Monday morning trying to make this thing work. That was what I did on Monday, all Monday morning. So here's how it works. I was going to do a video on it, but it doesn't fucking work with any piece of hardware that I have. So it's useless to me. Of course, I was going to do it on Steam Deck. That'd be fun. Let's do it on the Steam Deck. Let's see if we can make it work on there. That'd be cool, right? My base audience loves that shit. So I tried it on the Steam Deck. Doesn't work. Okay? And then I said, well, screw it. I'll dig out an old PC and I'll use that. Doesn't work. So here's what you have to do. This is so batshit crazy. So you download an image from their website, right? So far, so good. So you think, okay, so that's the operating system. It's like a Raspberry Pi, right? You download the image, you write it to a card or a flash drive, and you boot off of that. And that brings up the interface, and then you plug a game in or whatever, right? That's how you think it would work. The image that you download, that you write, is a bootable installer drive. So, oh, by the way, it doesn't work on any virtual machines either. So no virtual machines, not on the Steam Deck. And so you boot off of this image, and that it comes up and says, where do you want to install to? And I'm like, I got the flash drive. No. It wants to overtake your hard drive that's in the machine that you're in. And you're going, no. Okay. So on the Steam Deck, I said, instead, write the installation files to this other micro SD card. So it basically overwrites whatever your system disk is. So be fucking careful if you decide to go play with this thing, because you will wipe your system drive and you will be pissed. There's no dual booter shit going on. You choose your hard drive, you just lost your hard drive. Keep that in mind. So you write the image to the flash drive, you boot off the flash drive, that installs onto a hard drive that's inside the machine. With me so far? Great. So then once it's installed, you take the drive out, the flash drive, you get rid of that, you don't need that anymore. Now this 5 gigabyte OS is taking up 3 terabytes of your internal storage space, right? And then when you power up, it boots straight to a screen that says data and play. And you're supposed to take your cartridge on SD and plug it in. Of course, the instructions aren't very good, and it only works with certain games, with certain types of, with no DRM. So you have to go buy an itch.io game or something to make it work. And it's like, but they do provide one on their website, ready to go. It's like, cool. So what you have to do to make this cartridge is get your SD card, format it in ext4, which is impossible under Windows. So you have to do it under Linux or use some sort of a tool, special tool like Linux file system for Windows, which is what I did. on Windows, and then write the files to the card, and then plug that in on that title screen where it says data or play. With me so far? So I wrote this Celeste game to this SD card. I plugged it in, and play lights up, and it's like, holy shit, maybe this is cooler than I thought. Now this was on the Steam Deck, mind you. So then I hit play, it cycles a couple times, and then just shuts the entire machine down. I'm going, what? Wait, what? What the fuck happened? So now I'm trying to decide, did I fuck up the card? Did I not write the files right? Is the Linux file system for Windows version of the format wrong? Then I got to reformat it on the Steam Deck, ext4, bring all the files back down, try it again. Still doesn't work. Okay, so that's when I bring up another computer, right? Bring up another computer. I put an old hard drive in there that I didn't care about losing. Did the whole same thing. The exact same problem happens. You get to a boot screen, it says data and play. You put the card in, play lights up, you hit play, it cycles a little bit, and then it shuts down. No warnings, no messages, no hardware not supported, none of that shit. Just doesn't work. So my guess is that none of the devices that I have the proper AMD video card. No Intel, sorry, or no Intel, no Intel HD, no NVIDIA shit. It has to be like an AMD of this or greater. So I'm assuming that because the Steam Deck has an older AMD and the PC that I had no AMD graphical GPU in it, right? That doesn't work. But there's no warnings or anything. I mean, I literally blew like 4 hours of my Monday trying to make this work. I was recording the whole time. I should just upload the footage so you guys can watch it be a complete fucking catastrophe. So that's what I did on Monday. Now, the one thing that I did get done, I got a couple more things I parked so I don't get in the range of my Wi-Fi. I'll give you a couple more minutes here. I got, thanks to one of the guys in my Discord chat who put together a little package of TI 99.4A. You'd be completely forgiven for not knowing what computer that is. Old 1983 computer. Never had one. Didn't know anybody that had one. But I got to play one once or twice. So I was kind of interested in seeing. I'm always interested in seeing how arcade ports make it to different types of machines, right? Half of what I have in EmuDeck or in ESDE are the same fucking games across like every 8-bit and 16-bit system, just to dick around. Well, what does Donkey Kong look like on this? What does Donkey Kong look like on that? And so I got that all working, so I spent a good amount of time dicking around with TI 99.4A arcade ports like Burger Time and Frogger. It was fun, and I managed to get a video out of it. Fortunately, it wasn't a ton of work to get that out. So if you've got a Steam Deck and EmuDeck and you want to play TI 99.4A, it'll take you about 5 minutes to set that up. So that was kind of cool. And the last thing that I did over the weekend was start moving my Unraid from unassigned drives to pools. I'm still learning. I'm still working my way through it. And I've got some interesting things to talk about. I'm not at a point yet where I can speak intelligently on it. I'm getting close though, and I'll want to talk more about that and explain what this journey looks like. And I'm even looking at dedicated hardware for a drive array, which sounds really cool, but it's also very expensive. So, all right, listen, I'm almost home here. I hope you enjoyed the longer show.